so excited because I had time to go to Ulta today, and my Ulta had the new Juvia's Place launches. I am thrilled. I actually squealed when I saw these in store because my Ulta never has the new, like never. But I wanted to go in. I had a little bit of time. I was like, let me just walk through. Let me see if there's anything that's like, Heather, you need me. Heather, take me home with you. And they had the new Juvia's Place. I squealed. I grabbed my stuff. I ran to checkout. Short on time today. I also saw the new Kiss lashes. They're half lashes. They've been on the Ulta site but never in stock for so long. I have the new Gloomy Gardens palette. We have REM bronzers. I have, listen, we got some new stuff. I've ordered the new House Labs by Lady Gaga and my order came in. So we're going to get ready together. Today I am excited. I love makeup. I love testing and trying new makeup. So fun to me. You can see I have my hair out of my face. I'm going to zoom y'all in and we are going to test this stuff out and see what's good. Okay, I'm going to start out with just a little bit of a pore filling blurring primer. This is the One Size Secure the Blur Makeup Magnet Primer. This is not new. This is a product that I have been using and enjoying. And I want to go in with a primer that I know, love, and trust since we're going to be trying out new complexion products. I don't want to try too many new things at once because I want to know if I don't like something that it's the new product. You know, I have oily skin. I live in a humid place. Hi, I am 36. I feel like it's always important to know that when we're going into complexion. This is the Juvia's Place Radiance Booster. I did buy 2 shades. I bought shades of 5 and 6. I believe this one was described as golden undertones. I tried to look and I didn't see any that had olive undertones. I'm just gonna press this in with my Singe brush. I will link to everything I can down below. I saw that some Ultas were having this in store on Trend Mood's Instagram page back at the beginning of February. So I've been waiting and waiting for this to drop, and I was just so excited to see it at Ulta today because I really like some of the Juvia's Place complexion products I have. And even though I have oily skin, their glowy products seem to work well for me too. So I just wanted to kind of press that in and give you my first impression thoughts, because I was thinking if it's not too glowy, we'll let this be our foundation today. That is what this shade right here, shade 6, looks like on me. And then shade 5 is going to be way too deep, but maybe we'll use it to bronze since they both should have a golden undertone. Yes. 6 is Giza medium with a golden undertone, and then 5 is Punta Cana with golden neutral undertones. So yeah, maybe I can use this to kind of bronze up. I think this shade is looking really, really nice on me. And what I was thinking when I first saw images of this product, and what I saw a lot of other people thinking, is that this is supposed to be their version of the Hollywood Flawless Filter for a Superstar Youth Glow from Charlotte Tilbury, which I do have. And then I also have the e.l.f., but I bought another e.l.f. today when I was in store as well because they had the new shades, and e.l.f. came out with 3.5, which is a medium with an olive undertone, which is exactly what Charlotte Tilbury 4 is. I also have the Auric Glow Lust. That one has an olive undertone, but e.l.f. had not had any olives until now. So I was very excited to see that. And then I can show you the Catrice as well because I have different shades in the Catrice. So this Juvia's Place, what I'm kind of noticing right away, what I'm thinking, not testing them side by side, is that this is really pretty. Really pretty. I think it has maybe a little less coverage than the e.l.f. More along the same lines as the Charlotte Tilbury, because when these launched, I said I didn't think e.l.f. was a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury because it had more coverage and it didn't dry down as much. I think it's a good alternative. And I do think the Catrice is more hydrating than the Charlotte Tilbury, although I'm not fully ready to review it. But with this Juvia's Place, it's feeling nice. It's not giving a ton of coverage, so I could definitely go in with foundation on top if I want. A lot of times with the Charlotte Tilbury, I will use it on its own. Sometimes I use it as a primer. Sometimes I use it to mix. It's a little light for me, but if I'm just using a little bit or using it as a primer, it's fine. So I have high hopes for this Juvia's Place. I do want to let you know, I love to test and try new products. If you're new here, hey, I'm Heather and I love new makeup. But I don't like to say, here's my review when I've tried something once. I like to give you my first impression, and then after I've been able to wear this booster, what do they call it? Radiance booster all day for multiple days. I've worn it in different ways, with different primers, with different concealers, with different setting powders. Then I will follow up a review and let you know how it worked out for me and what I really think of it in all those conditions. So I will definitely do that. Like I said, I'm currently in the process of reviewing Catrice's version. Now this one from Juvia's Place is $25, which if you told me Juvia's Place was going to come out with a product like this, I would have guessed somewhere in the $20 to $26 range. So that's about what I expect from the brand. So I'm just going to take this deeper shade, shade 5, and we're going to use this as maybe like a cream bronzer. These are kind of more like light sheer coverage, so you know, it's not going to be intense, but I figure we have it, why not try it? And I do think we'll skip foundation today because this is giving me, you know, a light coverage when I'm building it up. And we have a powder bronzer to test, so why not just let this kind of be our foundation for the day? You can definitely wear it underneath as well. Try it, see, I'll be trying that. I think that gave us a nice like bronzed effect. I do think the golden undertones are working well for me. I do have olive skin tone warm leaning, so sometimes golden will work if they don't have an olive. It just depends on like what the brand means by golden. Do they mean like yellowy gold, or do they mean like super warm orangey gold? You just never know brand to brand. I'm just gonna add a little bit of Too Faced Latte. This is the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. I love this concealer. I've been using it for so long, and this one is so olive for me. I love it. I love the formula. It's great. It's an old product. I don't need to go on and on about it. It's been around for years. Y'all are like, yeah, Heather, like everybody, their mama, their brother, their cousin, their aunt's uncle's baby know about this concealer. So in hindsight, maybe I should have chose a light coverage concealer to match our light coverage that we have going on the rest of our face, but that is totally okay. Totally okay. I was initially planning to pass on the blushed liquid blush lighters from Juvia's Place. I like their liquid blushes. I have a couple of those. I've used those here on my channel if you're curious. But I was like, oh, do I need a glowy blush? Maybe not. But then I was influenced by my friend Angie. She was like, you have to try it. Like, you don't have to, but you have to. And good grief, I need to get the Hulk in here to open this for me. That was really hard, but we finally got there. I got the shade Soft Tulip Glow. It's like a peachy pink color, and that for me is going to be enough for both cheeks. So I'm going to put it like this. If I'm going off my experience with the non-glowy version, a little goes a long way for me. And if you need a lot of pigment to your products, Juvia's Place liquid blushes, they've got you. They've got pigment, which does not bother me because that just means I can go in with a little bit of a product, a little bit of an amount, and blend it out. But if you need more pigment, you're not sitting there like layering and layering and layering and layering and building and building and building, you know? So win-win. That's pretty, right? Oh, I like that color. I actually think I might put a little bit more on for a little more intensity because we are going to set our face with powder. That's really beautiful. Like, that's really beautiful. I mean, I am looking so glowy right now, but I do not have any powder on. And no, I'm not gonna wear this without powder. I have oily skin. I would never, ever, ever wear liquid and cream products without setting with a powder because my oil is coming this way and it is so humid that like the environment is also attacking. But how beautiful is that glowy blush? I'm excited to see what it looks like once I set everything down. I am going to set my under eye and T-zone with a powder puff and a powder that's a little bit lighter than what I would reach for normally, just to brighten me up a little bit. And then I am going to buff in my finishing powder just to kind of set the rest of my face, finish things off, lock it down, all of that. I'm also going to fill in my brows because my brow hair is blonde and I need a little bit of filling in. I also bought a new brow gel. This is the Butter Brazilian Brow Lift Brow Gel from Physicians Formula. Whew, we love a long name. This popped up on my like Amazon recommended. So I'm like, oh, let me try it. I'm just going to, what does it smell like? It smells like coconut, vanilla, like tanning lotion, like, yeah, like SPF, summer SPF, like the kind you put on as a kid. That's what it smells like to me. I'm gonna lay my brows down. I have to fill in those blonde clear brow hairs. I just follow how they grow. So I need them to stay in place after I do that so that you can see them. So I'm hoping this is going to be a strong hold and that my brows aren't going to move. But again, I will be testing and trying this and following up once I've worn it, you know, more than 1, 2, 3 times. This is the Gloomy Gardens palette from Divaroon Cosmetics. I'm really excited to be playing with this palette. Let me show you this color story. You see it, you see it. I know you see it because it is so pretty. So I actually got this palette sent to me before I left on my Mardi Gras trip to New Orleans. I can't believe I'm just now getting to play with this. I'm so excited about it though. Y'all know I'm usually not this late with getting look up with palettes and swatches and all, but I'm super excited to be using this. The owner did say they will open up a pre-order, so FYI, I will link this, everything I talk about I will link down below actually. But I really love this packaging. I love this concept. We have a nice selection of mattes. We have some beautiful, I think these are like multi-chromes or duochromes. I'm gonna prime my eye for shadow and we're gonna create an eye look. I wanna start by using that olive green matte. I don't see names on the palette, so I'm just going to put this. It's way more of a like olive vibrant shade versus a like deeper, more murky shade. It's almost like olive lime, and I think that's really pretty. So I'm just going to be using my Sigma brushes and I'm going to kind of buff that on. We're going to do an easy look, but I think it's gonna come together and be really pretty, especially with this color story of the palette to work with and these beautiful sparkly shadows. I'm just gonna kind of like extend that shade out a little bit. I want to try to kind of like open up my deep set eyes, so that's why I'm gonna bring it kind of up and out so far. I just feel my most self. Like, I feel the most me in green shadow, and I like the way this is looking. I really do. I'm gonna go in with that kind of like charcoal gray, really just right out here in this outer corner, and I'm gonna kind of extend it a bit. Not really into like a wing, but just out a little bit, again, to kind of extend my eye right down here on the lid, and then right down here on the lower lash line too. I'm just going to run that shade back and forth like this. Do you see how like easy that blended on the lower lash line? And then I'm just going to take my time making sure this looks how I want it. I don't want to over blend because I definitely want to keep that structure. I don't want it to be too blown out where you lose that, but I'm just going to be really careful, little small blending motions, because I did get new lashes. I'm not doing lashes yet, but I might as well show you. These Kiss new natural lashes showed up on Ulta several weeks ago, but they never were in stock. Like, even when they first hit the site, they were never in stock. I kept checking, they never came in stock. Well, when I walked in Ulta, they were on the front display. So I love a half lash. You see how they're like flared on the outer corners? So we'll definitely use one of these. I'm thinking maybe Freckles, the one that's a little thicker. I will try it. Like I said, I'll link everything I can down below. If I can't find links, I will do my best. I'll definitely list the product. Oh, and you'll see my necklace. I got this at TJ Maxx. I was excited. It was $14.99. I was like, okay, TJ Maxx win. I was really happy about that. Okay, enough about everything else. Let me blend this shadow, and then we are gonna play with these beautiful shimmer shadows. I'm going to go back with that original brush, no extra product, and just make sure I kind of soften things up. Again, I did not want to over blend. I want this to be like a little defined, you know, a little defined. I really want to use this shade right here. I believe this is a multi-chrome. I know you saw the swatches, but I'm excited. We use this shade and this deep dark shade up here. So now we're gonna go in with this one, and then maybe this kind of like orangey looking one as well. I'm gonna pick up the shadow on my brush, and I'm going to spray my brush with a little setting spray after I pick it up on my brush. Not before, not a wet brush in the pan, but like after the shadow's on my brush, I'm gonna spray it. I think this shade is going to be perfect. It has a really pretty reflect to it. So I'm just going to press it on first. I'm going to put it where I have my eye primer. I'm gonna take it just over the matte black right here, not all the way, and then up on top of that green. So it's going to, it's going to be seen, you know, like even when my eyes are open and I have a lash on, like I want to be able to see this sparkle. I am going to take that more orange toned shimmer and pop it right here on the inner corner. That's really pretty, really sparkly. It has this like green reflect depending on how it hits the light. Yeah, that's sparkly and it makes me happy. When I say sparkle, I'm not talking about pressed glitters, y'all. Okay, not pressed glitters. Different did launch some like flakies for like part of this collection. There are 3 different ones. I have Fickle Forget Me Not. This is like a blue pink is what I see most, with also like some green. We'll have to use this in the future because today I just kind of want to focus on the palette, but I do have other flakies from Divaroon that are beautiful. Along with this collection, they launched water activated liners. These are massive and I'm excited. I did have the Divaroon products sent to me. Everything else I'm using in this video, I'm 99% sure I purchased myself. If I didn't, I will let you know. I am going to use this. So with water activated liners, you can like dip your brush in water and go in, or you can spray your brush or whatever and then go in and it creates like a liner. But with that, if you have very watery eyes and you get tears, it can also cause the liner to like move. So when I use water activated liners, which isn't a ton, but maybe more than most, I do try to not keep it right in here where I tend to water the most. I try to keep it up for something like extra or on the outer portion up, but not usually underneath where any like tears will come, because I have allergies, okay? I have allergies. I'm gonna grab a brush and we're gonna use this deeper shade. I just want to create a little flick right out here. It is just gonna be a little pop, not like the first thing you notice, but then you're like, wait, does she have on like a fuchsia wing? Yes, yes I do. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'm just gonna line with black liner. I'm gonna put on mascara. I'm gonna throw on my half lash, and when I come back, we have Haus Labs, REM. We have the Juvia's Place setting spray. Like, so here is what the eye look is with the lash. I will say I wish the lash was longer because it's just as long as my natural lashes. So it just kind of made my lashes a little thicker, which definitely does make a difference, but I just wish they were like a little bit longer for me and my eyes. But I went in on the lower waterline with the About Face Long Wear Gel Eyeliner in Electric Slide. This green color, I thought it would be pretty on the lower lash line. So we're going to bronze. Now, I think the skin is looking nice, right? Like, I'm definitely like glowy, but with that powder on top, I'm looking more like skin-like glowy, in my opinion. The blush is still coming through in a really beautiful way, and like I can definitely see how the light is hitting my face. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it so far, but I do want to bronze. I bought the new REM bronzers. I actually bought 2 shades. I have it upside down. What is this? REM Beauty Hypernova Satin Matte Bronzer. There are 6 different shades of the bronzer, and I bought shade 3 and 4. So this is what shade 3 looks like. This is tan with neutral undertones. And then I also bought the 4th shade. This one I think is deep with neutral undertones. Too dark. Too dark. So I may dip into that one because I think this one will work, but we will see. I have worn these. I've worn the tan one by itself for a very light bronze, and then I've mixed it with the 4th shade to give me a little more. It is a satin matte formula, but let me show you because these do claim to have a neutral undertone. So here is the shade 3 right here. And then here is the 4th shade right here. So you can see, like, they're not too pigmented, which can be really nice. But let me grab a brush and we'll put it on the face and you can see. I'm gonna start with the tan shade, shade number 3. And I feel that both of these shades do pull a little more red in undertone, which is not my personal favorite. I do like a neutral bronzer, even more so like a goldeny bronzer or an olivey bronzer. Fenty makes a great shade for that. But I don't hate this. I do really like the formula. I just wish there were some other undertones. So the tan shade, the official name is Solar Storm. So here's what Solar Storm looks like on its own. So there are 2 shades lighter than this one and 3 shades deeper. So again, I do have Blazed, the hit myself in the mouth, the 4th shade. I'm gonna take just a little bit of this right back here to give me a little more depth and blending. And I do like that better. Do I need both shades? No, but I'm not mad that I bought both shades. I think the finish is beautiful. Just probably not going to be my most favorite bronzer, again, just because of the shade and undertone. We're going to highlight with my ABH Glow Seeker highlighter. This is their Lunar New Year highlighter. I believe it's limited edition, but it is in the shade Pearl. Look at it, look at it, look at it. It's so pretty. I knew I liked the Glow Seeker formula, and when I saw this packaging, like the red with the dragon for the Year of the Dragon, no brainer. I have been using this for a little while now. It's not brand new. I am very gentle when I dip into the pan. I think this is gorgeous. I'm just looking for a brush. If you follow me on TikTok, you would have already seen me use this. I always have my socials like linked down below, but of course, like, you don't have to follow me anywhere. I'm just so happy that you're here watching my videos, but I do have my Instagram and TikTok linked down below or listed down below in case you want more content, you want to keep up with me there. It's just such a pretty highlighter, like really, really beautiful, kind of lit from within, non-sparkly glow. I bought the new Haus Labs lip smoothing, no tingle plumper type of thing. This is the, what's our official name? pH Hybrid Lip Glaze. I bought the shade Persimmon. One, I love the name. I remember having persimmon trees in my yard as a kid and like cutting the persimmons open to see like, are you gonna have a long winter or a short winter? The nostalgia of the name. And then I think this color is just beautiful too. So the pH Hybrid Lip Glaze, peptide prickly pear oil, you know, what we're gonna see. I saw somebody said when we were talking about this in our judging a new makeup video, I'm just wiping that Milani lip oil off that we had on from earlier. But somebody had said maybe this is like the Lawless Forget the Filler lip plumping gloss that I don't feel is plumping. It doesn't like burn at all, but it's one of my favorite glosses because it does like have this formula that just makes the lips look very smooth and juicy. It doesn't settle into lines, nothing like that. So maybe Haus Labs has something like that. I'm going to quickly line my lips before we go in with the gloss. I'm going to use the Moira Lip Appeal Waterproof Liner in 022 Superstar. Let's try this out. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. Oh my god, it's like a stringy formula. Do y'all see that? Like when it comes out, it's like a string. So I have to make sure and catch it. That's really pretty. We still have setting spray to test. I am going to take out my headband, brush my hair. I'm going to grab my little half magic fan, and we're going to test out our Ready Set Sealed setting spray. So the fact that it says sealed makes me think it's going to be long lasting, but let's see. Niacinamide. Oh, good grief, I can't hardly read. Oh, coconut fruit extract. I don't know about this. This one may be a glowy one. We're gonna see. Y'all, I am really liking the look, but I was reading the box. There's nothing to tell me any more like glowy, I'm assuming it's gonna be a little glowy and meant to keep the makeup on since it says Ready, Set, Sealed. First though, we have to test and see like how is the sprayer, because I hate to test a new setting spray and it's like big droplets all over your face and it ruins your makeup. Oh, that's a fine mist. It smells floral. You know what? Let's talk less and spray more. My half magic fan is at the ready. Let's go. I'm not gonna move my face after I spray. I definitely don't think that spray made me look overly glowy, but I do think it kind of like melted the powder and everything together. So I do feel like everything looks a little more like, whew. I'm hitting stuff. I do like the way it looks. Maybe a little more glow. Let me actually grab my brush. Usually after setting spray, I'll let it dry and then I'll kind of go through with a brush and just kind of like sweep, make sure it's all kind of good. And I really like this look. Again, I'm not gonna leave you out of first impression, even though we tested some wins, some things that I wish were better. This, it looks pretty, but I do really smell that fragrance, and I do see that it has the Cocos Nufera fruit extract, which my skin doesn't usually like, but I will test it a few more times and make sure that I follow up my review. Really liking the Radiance Booster, really liking the several things that I'm really liking. Let me know, were you interested in any of these things? Are they on your wish list? Are you on a low buy and no buy? Maybe you could get ready with me today. Maybe I could give you some inspiration to shop your stash. Either way, if you're shopping these products or not, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I had a good time testing things out. I hope you are having a good day. Please do subscribe before you leave. I have so many videos coming. We love makeup here. It's fun. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We just want to have a good time. So I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.